Y'all, I have to say that this is probably my favorite room in our house. And I think that the reason for that is I can walk into this room and it's just full of memories for me. And I was just telling Eddie, I have realized that I had more things from my grandmother uh, than my mother. Uh, well, grandmother had longer times to gather things. Uh, and I've got a lot of personal pictures in here. Uh, you know, for so long, I was the daughter. No, not. It was for a short time. I was the daughter. Long time, I was the granddaughter. And now I find myself to be the mother of a lot of great kids and grandchildren. Now, this is my grandmother, Paul. And I think she is definitely the one that set me on my course. She and my grandfather was in the lodging and hotel business, the lodging and restaurant business, excuse me. And my grandmother did all the cooking for the rest, for wherever she was, uh, her kitchen was at the time. They owned Magnolia Lodge, and it was a very special lodge that sat on Crystal River. And men, wealthy men, would come in and they would lodge there, and they would go fishing or hunting and bring their trophies back, and grandmother would prepare the food for them. And there was a gentleman's smoking lounge, and it's where they could play poker, and it was just this most beautiful place that reeked of all kind of antiques. Uh, so, like I said, she set me on my path, and I know that you girls out there have got to have special mothers and grandmothers that were in your life and set you on your course and your beliefs and how you wanted your life to unfold. And I have to say, I think one of the most important jobs in our country has always been and will always be that special mother that's in that home, raising those children, turning boys into men and little wild girls into ladies. And it's a never ending job, never ends. And I don't care if they get to be my age. You know, my children are almost as old as me now. They are still my babies. And they are still, if I tell them to sit in my lap, they have to sit in my lap. Because I'm still the mother and they're still my babies. Uh, so I just want to take a little time and let y'all know I've actually been fortunate enough to have several mothers. My Aunt Peggy, my mother's younger sister. After my mother died, this was my mother, and this was Aunt Peggy. She was the lifeguard at the river bend at the pool. And after my mother passed away, Aunt Peggy really stepped up to the pump and started giving me guidance because at 23 years old, I was 19 when I lost my daddy, 23 when I lost my mother, and Bubba was 12. That's my mother and daddy's wedding picture. Bubba was 12 when daddy died and 16 when mother died. And it was truly one of the hardest parts of life that I had to face at a very young age because I was by no stretch of the imagination grown. And there I was with two babies under 3 and a 16-year-old that my heart broke for. So my birth mama, my mama after she took over, and that mama, and my other mama. Where is the picture of my grandmother Hires? It's somewhere, and they were so precious. One was real tall, one was like 5'11", and one was 4'11", and they were just wonderful, wonderful women. And when I started the bag lady, I would get so tired and so down that, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. Maybe I couldn't do this. Well, that's when my Aunt Peggy would come over, and she would spend weeks with me. She's got her panties on her head so she wouldn't get hair in the food. And she did everything she could to keep my confidence up that I could do this. She was my greatest cheerleader. My grandmother, when I called to tell her what I was finally going to do to take control of my life, I went on and on and on about the bag lady, what I was going to do. And the phone was silent. And I said, oh my gosh, we've lost a connection. I was saying, Grandmama, Grandmama. And all of a sudden she said, Paula Deen, have you lost your damn mind? Don't you know how hard the food business is? I said, yes, I think I know. And I also know that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She didn't say another word after that. She knew she was guilty. But I have been so blessed. I know my boys really missed out on meeting their grandmother and their grandfather. And I remember when Jamie was a little boy, he would see other children with their grandmothers. And one day he asked me, and he was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and he said, Mommy, where's my grandmother? And it just cut me to my heart. I'll never forget him asking that question. But anyway, I want to salute all you mothers out there. You're the backbone of this country. You're the backbone of the family. And without you keeping everybody on track, I don't know what would happen. So it's kudos to you mothers. And there's some fathers out there that are playing the role of mother and father. And kudos to y'all too. I hope you have a blessed Mother's Day, and make all those children cook for you and wait on you, because it's your day. Love and best wishes to all of you out there.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.